you guys that have been following me, I first and foremost appreciate you. I appreciate, the messages, the love, and for those of you who have taken on my coaching packages, I'm more than sure we're having fun with the success that we're getting as a whole. But let's talk about, success with Shopify and what dropshipping is for those of you who are new to this and you're just getting started. If you can't see this, I'm going to read it out to you. And starting with step one, we're going to just basically set up an account with Shopify, which is our platform that we use. Okay, and this is the way it works. Okay, once you get started, you have your product already set up, you launch it, you go off with it. Step two, you're going to collect money from the customer. So very basic to understand. Once the customer purchases, the money is now in your account, which is awesome. That was one of the best things that I saw about this, was the fact that I didn't have to continue to reinvest or buy any of the products myself. I was basically just using other people's money to fulfill the orders, which is a great way to make money. After they purchase, you're going to go ahead and place an order with your vendor, okay? Once you find your vendors, again, there's 4 different websites we use. And, secretively, I'm going to let you guys know, it doesn't necessarily have to be those 4 websites, okay? You can literally find the product and upgrade the price and make the profits. So you can literally build relationships with any kind of vendors, which I've done on an outside market for my clothing store that I have with my wife. But you're gonna place the order, and once you place the order, you're actually gonna just do what's called a copy and paste method, okay? Whatever the customer's information is, you're gonna go ahead and pass it forward to the vendor, and now the vendor is gonna go ahead and ship out the package. He's gonna provide you then with a tracking number. That tracking number, you're gonna go ahead and put it into your order and send the email to your client, letting them know their package is on the way, and everybody's happy. Then you go ahead and you collect the difference, and your bank account starts to grow. All right, so that's the circle of success when it comes to e-commerce and the power of what we have in our hands. But the main purpose of this video right now is because I've been going through my messages, and I've been watching a lot of the questions and where people are having most of the issues and why some do actually fail at this, okay? And I will tell you this, man, when I started this journey, listen, I had a mentor in the beginning, and thank God my mentor was that good, just like me. And thing was, it wasn't a babysitting situation. I learned basics of what he taught me, and then I went overdrive. Like I tell people, man, what determines your success in this and your failure is your work ethic. How much work are you willing to put in? How much knowledge are you trying to gain? And on a day-to-day basis, how many hours you're putting in behind the computer? And I'll be honest, I'm not a guy who, when I started this, I was just your average, guy, lack of knowledge that, I would look at Facebook, I didn't understand how to actually get, views or follows. I didn't know anything about Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising. I didn't know anything. All I did know was that I was good at selling water to the whale, and I was a network marketer. And then somebody opened my eyes into the online marketing world, and then I took on e-commerce, and my whole life, like I told you, took a 360 within the first 3 weeks of me doing this. But for 3 weeks, I literally couldn't sleep, man. It was like a momentum situation. When something good you have in front of you, this guy is showing me checks for $60,000, for $20,000, $30,000. I was blown away, man. But I literally said, you know what? I want that income, I want that lifestyle, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get it. And that was the first decision I made for myself, and it's the first decision you have to make for yourself. Like a lot of people, man, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Living that paycheck to paycheck life, which is sad to say, 76% of people are living that way today. Okay, and that's a sad way to live, but it's the reality of life. That's why there's only 2% of the world that's rich and the others that aren't. Okay, and it's sad but true. When I say this, I don't brag about it, but the rich get rich off the ignorance. Okay, the ignorance in the world. And if you are that ignorant person, you're gonna fall towards that part of the category. And I never wanted to be part of that category. I always wanted more. So that's the reality of what we're dealing with. But the reason of this video today is the reasons why people fail at e-commerce. Okay, and we're gonna get into this. And I'm gonna start with my #1 pet peeve. Okay, and again, I don't want people to take this, directly. I understand family, I have my own family, but there was one thing that I understood, that I had to separate myself. When it comes to family responsibilities, your rent, your car, your day-to-day routines, okay? Sometimes people don't even understand, but by the minute they leave their house, they're already at $60 on the street between gas. You have to give yourself lunch. You have to have dinner. You know, the kids need this, kids need that. It starts to add up, dude. So normally right now, $100 a day comes out of your pocket and you don't even realize it. And that's sad. And then aside from that, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, about 70% of your income is going towards your rent. So 30% is really not cutting it. You guys need to wake up and understand there's a life beyond the life you're living. Just like I did, man. But when I'm talking about here, where people start to fail is that, you know, they launch their stores and, you know, they make the first couple of $100 out of the stores, and literally they try to pay their bills with that money. And that's mistake number one. You can't really do that. Okay, you're not supposed to do that. And the reason why you're not supposed to do that is because you're supposed to reinvest all your money. Okay, you gotta look at it this way. If you had a storefront right now, you had to pay rent, you had to pay light bills, you had to, whatever it is, to maintain the storefront open, right? So you can keep generating money for your family responsibilities. You're not gonna take the money from your business that you know you have to pay the rent, the overhead, to make sure you're paying for other people's things that need help. You know, you can't do that, man. And there's one thing I learned, and it's sad but true. You have to be selfish at one point in your life and think about you, so you can get to the next level. You know, a lot of people say yes to everybody. I need this, I need that. I want this, I want that. But they were really supposed to say no, okay? Until you can really say yes. And what I mean by really say yes is now you're financially free and you can start to help the right way. Okay, because you know, two broke people can't come up with a solution for success. It doesn't happen. All right. So one of the main things that I focus on is making sure I reinvest my money into my business. Okay, reinvesting is the key. You know, whatever your product is, you know, you're gonna see what your reach is. You know, this budget, $35 you spent on the budget, you paid reach. 4,000 people you reached, and only 216 people took action. Whatever money you made off of that, you're supposed to take it and rerun another ad, okay? If you made $1,000 in this, your goal is to make 5,000. So you take that 1,000 and you put it right back. And by doing that, by the end of the week, you can probably hit a $5,000 margin. Isn't 5,000 better in your pocket than 1,000? Of course. Okay, I hope you guys are paying attention right now because I'm spitting out some knowledge here. I'm also going to give you guys, coming up right now, a secret product that I use during my Christmas sale to make money. And we're going to discuss that in the next slide. Okay? And for those of you that don't know what a sponsored ad looks like, this is what a sponsored ad looks like when you're doing a boost post, okay, on Facebook through your fan page. You're going to literally create a boost right here, and you're just going to launch it, and you're going to start getting people's attention for a certain amount of a budget. Okay? And you can run this daily, you can run it weekly, and you can run it as long as you want, okay? But this is how you do it, man. You're basically gonna, you know, run your sale for your main product. So if this is my product that's on sale right now versus my whole store, right? This is the one that I wanna focus my ad on, okay? We're gonna get into that also. Another big thing right now is that people don't understand numbers, okay? Let me get my coffee real quick, because first, people don't understand numbers, okay? And numbers are probably the most important part in all this. Like I just told you right now, it's better to make 5,000 versus 1,000. Those are numbers. You need to know what your product is costing you, how much shipping you're charging. If you're getting it for free, you need to know your numbers. But one big number that I want people to understand is that people get discouraged, right, when they start running Facebook advertisement and they see that their Facebook advertisement reaches 200,000 people, but only 2 people purchased. Remember, this goes towards your tracking conversion pixels that you're using in Facebook, okay? Facebook has to get smart for you. If I see that, I get happy. You know why? Because now tomorrow, Facebook is going to retarget those 2 kinds of people that purchased on your store. So the next 200,000 people they reach tomorrow, based on what you're paying, is going to be towards those kinds of people. That's how this works. So let's understand numbers real quick. You know, on average, people have to see things 5 to 7 times before they purchase. So you really gotta get in there and get in front of them for them to see your product consistently until they make a decision. But once it's already here inside the head, they already know where to go for it. You know, if I see something I like on the site, which is one big thing, right? When I do stores, I actually ask myself, would I purchase that on this store? Would Rudy purchase that on this store? And if I say yes, okay, it looks good to me, I'll launch it, okay? So those are the things you want to start to understand. You are selling to the world. I got a lot of people who are I don't like, again, I'm not trying to judge nobody, but they're narrow-minded to the extent where they think, oh man, I'm gonna open a store. I know my boy will buy this, or I know my homegirl will buy this, or my friends, they'll love this. You know, like take your mind out of your ass real quick and understand you're selling to the world, not your friends. I'm not worried about friends when it comes to this. If they like my store, if they don't. If I was thinking that way, I'd be broke. I don't think that way. I think about, okay, how am I gonna reach the United Kingdom? How am I going to reach Australia? How am I going to reach India? Okay, all these things you really have to start analyzing and understand the power of numbers. You're talking about 5 billion people online. Okay, you can reach a lot of those, man. Some of my ads have reached millions of people, which is why I was able to make money. You know, when you're in the millions in views, you could probably be getting about 10,000 sales. Some people would expect more sales, you know, but that's not really how it works. Okay, not everybody's gonna buy on your store. So understand your numbers, and that's very important. So let's talk about margins versus quantity. This is another reason why people are failing. And pay attention, please, because this is probably one of the most important ones. One of the main reasons why I've had the success that I've had is because I understood the product that I was selling, and I understand the fact that I like to make $200 or $300 a sale versus making $3-4 a sale. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because one, it's a lot more work when it comes to my fulfilling orders, right? I have to fulfill the orders. If I sell 1,000 of something, okay, and I sold it for $3, you know, I made $3,000, but I have 1,000 orders to fulfill. Okay, and let's break that down though real quick. Margins versus quantity. This is an actual product that I sold on my Christmas store. Okay, these headphones are exactly like Beats, the same sound, the same megahertz, same everything, right? The only difference is it doesn't say Beats here, and this is how people think. But this is what I'm trying to show you. Okay, now when we're talking worldwide, maybe Beats, you know, is a worldwide product, but not everybody can afford it. Does that make sense? You're talking about headphones that are like 250 and up, some are 120, whatever. The bottom line is, I was getting this product right here, exactly the same one you see, for $15 with free shipping. I sold it for $75 and I profited $60. Okay, but once I had understood that I wanted to sell this, I created a very powerful campaign. This was my advertising campaign that I created. Okay, and I ran individual ads for just this product. A lot of people are running advertisement, but they're running towards their whole collection. You can't do that. If I know I'm making $60 on this one product, every one I sold, I'm willing to give this product the attention it deserves when it comes to the advertising. So I'll literally run 10 ads just for this product. Okay, and on this product, I probably made almost $12,000, a little bit above it, maybe $13,000 on this sale. And literally what I had to kick back to Facebook out of those margins were $3,000 and some change. So my advertisement cost me that. My profit margin was $10,000 afterwards. So it's a great product, okay? And they're still selling. They're still selling because a lot of people can't afford Beats. You know, you just gotta keep running the campaign. So there's your secret product. That's one of my products. I don't normally give away products unless you're part of my coaching packages and my mentor situation, but we'll get to that. All right, so now let's break this down real quick. This is huge, all right? Let's talk about the monies when you talk about your store. If you're selling $75, okay, you pay $15 for it, your profit is $60 for every sale. If I sold 100 of these at $60, I made $6 grand. Okay, I'm sorry, if I can do this in a week's time and I only have to fulfill 100 orders, I made more money than somebody makes in 1 month. I made more money than some people make in 2 months. McDonald's, you don't make that in 2 months. Okay, I made that in less than a week, right? That's the power of this. Okay, but you need to understand a little bit more. Okay, you sell 200 of these at $60, you make 12 grand. Okay, so let's say that was your product and that was your store and this is all you sold, right? don't get greedy. What I mean by don't get greedy is you're gonna see probably by the next week or so, the numbers might fall. You know what you do? You stop selling it and you find the next hot product. But you got $12,000 in your account already. This is more money than most people are making right now in a lot of time, okay? And you're talking about you're selling your time for financial. Like, that's one thing that I love about what I do is I'm free. I can do literally what I want. Don't think that I don't work. I work my balls off, okay? But I work free. I work when I want, where I want. I'm sitting here in front of you right now doing a video, okay? This is why I'm blessed to be an entrepreneur, to be who I am, okay? And I understood that I had to invest in myself to get the knowledge I needed. And it took me to the next level, you know? And one thing that I live by, and Grant Cardone showed me this. For those of you who don't know my Uncle G, you better start studying him. But it's easier to get rich once than to live broke the rest of your life. Like, nigga, let's be realistic, bro. If it takes me 5 years to become a millionaire, but 5 years of hard work and dedication, right? You know what's crazy? I did 5 years in prison. A lot of people don't know that. I did 5 years in prison. If I could sit in prison for 5 years without making any money and have the patience until it was that they opened my door, I can come home and take another 5 years off and just focus ham on my mentality and get knowledge and learn, and develop myself. So in 5 years, I become a millionaire. But guess what? If I can do that before the age of 40, I got my 40s, my 50s, and my 60s rich. Okay, and now I'm watching my family flourish. I'm watching everything that I wanted, that I love, enjoy my success. Okay, and that's one of the big things for me that I value most by doing this. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, if you're selling a small product, like I told you earlier, let's say you sell, I get a lot of people that talk about, oh, Rudy, I'm trying phone cases. Dude, you're in the worst position. Phone cases, first and foremost, is a saturated industry. You want to stay away from those things. You have other people who try to sell costume jewelry. Look, those are products that people prefer to buy in person. Plus, you got to be realistic. You got Walmart, all name brand stores that are selling those things in person. So people are doing instinctive shopping at name brand stores. So you're not really going to get too much attention. You're going to be wasting your money on advertisement, and you're going to be at zero. You might get a couple of sales, but be realistic. You're not doing this to make a couple of sales. You're doing this trying to change your lifestyle. You're doing this because you want more out of life and you want to quit your current situation. But you can't quit it until you start making more money than your current situation, which is what Jim Rohn said. My part-time will soon surpass my full-time, and then I can go into my office and tell my boss I got an eye problem. Oh, what's the eye problem? I quit. And that's the best feeling in the world. But you got to start working towards it, okay? And so when it comes into your orders versus margins, if you got 1,000 orders to fulfill, you're going to be sitting here all day doing, 1,000 orders, man, and that's a lot. Normally, you want to fulfill your orders within 2 days of purchase, because on my stores, I tell people it's 8 to 10 business days. So I try to work it out as far as going quick as possible. And now let's elaborate on that. When I was talking about family, this is literally enlightened my relationship. Why? My wife now knows exactly what I do. Okay, she does what I do. And just so you know, she fulfills all my orders. Okay, my relationship will never suffer because we have this knowledge and it's fun. Every time we go out to dinner, we have something new at the dinner table. It's not that routine life of every day. Every day we got something new to talk about. Right now I'm opening a store. Not gonna tell you what the product is, but I'm literally putting 150% of my effort and energy to the store because it has to deal with housing development. Every single one that I sell right now, I am making $2,500 to $3,000 per sale. Okay, and I got my first order for 10 right now, which is amazing, and they're gonna be buying every 3 months. Not gonna tell you what the product is. I am using Shopify as my platform, and I am using the drop shipping method. That's amazing. Okay, I'm probably gonna be a millionaire just with that product alone if I get to the right people, right eyes, and my ad campaigns are correct. Okay, that's the power of this. You need to always be doing your research. Don't go for the small products that not everybody cares about. And like I said, they have to buy 5 or 6 in order for you to get a ticket sale of $100. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, that's why I am successful at this, and that's the encouragement that I give you guys when it comes to these things. Also when it comes to a store, right? Let's say you develop a store, you can't do what I call a vomit store, where you're literally trying to sell bicycles with women's shoes. I've seen stores like this and it's crazy. Or you try to sell bicycles with backpacks. Can it coincide as an accessory, the backpacks and the bike? Yes, but what you want to think about it in a restaurant aspect, right? When you go and you want a burger right now, you're craving a burger, right? You know where to go exactly for that burger. It's your burger joint, right? But now if you go into another restaurant and you went in there to buy a specific burger and you see 1,000, food items on your menu, it just threw off your train of thought. You literally forgot what you were going into the restaurant to eat, right? That's the same way you have to look at e-commerce. E-commerce is the same way. If I go into somebody's store right now and I saw it for the first time, because remember like I told you, statistically proven, they need to see something 5 to 7 times before they purchase, right? So the more advertisement you're running, the more times you get in front of them, the more times they see it, the more likely they are to buy, right? But now they have the product in their head. So go back to the headset. The headset, they saw it. They were like, damn, I can't afford the Beats. I like that headset. Now I remember where to go for it. So literally your store should be designed around Bluetooth headsets. If you're gonna sell Bluetooth headsets, let the whole store be a specific Bluetooth headsets. And you don't wanna do 20, 30 headsets on there. You wanna have a good 10 headsets on there to give them a good selection, but not too many. I go to Houston's all the time, one of my favorite restaurants. Houston has not changed its menu since they opened. It's been the same menu part. I go in there right now and I know the whole menu with the back of my hand. There's literally about 15 items on the menu. That's all they make, and their restaurant is packed all the time. That's how you have to think about, e-commerce. So, that's it. This was just real quick and basic, something I wanted you to understand. E-commerce has a huge power. Once again, my name is Rudy Ortiz. I'm an entrepreneur, life coach. I also have coaching packages in this if you're interested. A lot of you are been watching my content. I don't know if you guys saw my $100,000 video. I went into the bank. I pulled out $100K from the bank. That felt awesome. It's on my Facebook. You can reach me, Rudy N. Ortiz, on my Facebook. My Instagram is Success with Rudy. And please, if you like this video, like, comment, and share. And let's start building a relationship, man. You can direct message me, and we can build a relationship, man. And I tell people all the time, relationship is key when it comes to these businesses. You need to attach yourself to the people who are successful doing this. Stay away from, the people that are charging $900 for coaching, $500 for coaching. There's a reason why they're charging so cheap. Okay, they're just literally trying to open a store, make it $500 and run. I don't charge that, but we can talk about it. But there's a reason. I have results, I have numbers, and I am very successful at this in the last 3-4 months, which is crazy. I know what I'm doing when it comes to optimizing my ads, and like I said, man, life is good. If you guys are watching, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time.